In this season of Lost in Conversation, myself, Garrett, and co-host Nolan will be reviewing and analyzing some of the most critically acclaimed movies of the last century. And now, episode 1. As a boy, Louis Zamperini is always in trouble, but with the help of his older brother, he turns his life around and channels his energy into running, later qualifying for the 1936 Olympics. When World War II breaks out, Louis enlists in the military. After his plane crashes in the Pacific, he survives an incredible 47 days adrift in a raft, until is captured by Japanese Navy. Sent to a POW camp, Louis becomes the favorite target of a particularly cruel prison commander. Today we'll be talking about Kung Fu Panda, made in 2008 starring Jack Black.
Kung Fu Panda is arguably one of the most forward-thinking films of its time.
It's truly powerful.
The message that it delivers, the inspiration, the Kung Fu power, I dare say, genuinely flows through this movie.
The artistry the filmmakers and animators put on to the silver screen will never be forgotten in cinema.
It's remarkable, to say the least. I mean, given this podcast is brand new, the credibility and the critique that we will be delivering on a regular basis, this is the episode 1 of 100, by the way, for all of you. Get used to hearing these voices. The Kung Fu Panda is such a hard movie to compare to anything. That's why we decided that it should be the landmark. It should be the
rock.
The rock.
The bedrock in which we build our house.
Exactly. Yeah. So that way we can judge other movies fairly. You know, it's not going to be a metric of, oh, this is Kung Fu Panda, this is not Kung Fu Panda. It's just going to be
what we reflect upon.
How many dumplings would Poe give it type of situation.
Obviously, Kung Fu Panda, made in 2008, starring Jack Black, as well as a list of other credible actors.
Seth Rogen did partake in the movie.
Remember that.
His character, actually, fun fact about that movie, they went for a real-life look with Seth Rogen and the facial expressions.
I could see that in Mantis's facial expressions. The animators were truly gifted by God in their artwork.
I do agree with that statement.
This movie, obviously, as it is our benchmark, deserves 10 dumplings out of 10 dumplings.
10 dumplings out of 10 dumplings, given it is the father dumpling, the godfather of
Someone
dumplings.
call it a bun.
A bun?
A bun. It's like a large dumpling. Have you not seen them?
A bun?
Yes. Din Tai Fung, trademarked, obviously.
Din Tai Fung is one of the best dumpling places in the world.
Best dumpling places.
Oh my goodness. Have you ever seen them make the dumplings there?
I have, yeah.
They're pretty sick, right?
They're really good. As well, they put the, what is it, the beef tallow
beef
inside
tallow.
the
I think
dumpling.
actually they use a mixture of pork and beef tallow. Here, let me try to figure out if we can pull this up or not.
I hope so. These are some of the best Xiaolong Bao.
Wow, that was the whitest pronunciation of Xiaolong Pao.
Bao, I believe. I don't believe Pao is. I think that might be
Xiaolong Pao.
Bao.
What was that?
And that was my computer turning off its microphones. So I don't know if we're still actually recording. I think we're still on.
Still got a green light.
Well, these are some of the best dumplings ever made. We will obviously get back on track. I don't know how we...
I completely forgot to look that up. We need to get
so
assistance.
Much. Obviously, the story starts off with Poe, our hero, in a noodle shop. Not special whatsoever.
I have no clue what they put in their Xiaolong Pao.
And he's still looking up what goes into Xiaolong Pao. Clearly not listening to how our film, Kung Fu Panda, has impacted millions of lives.
Yeah, especially, I mean, with today, we have this mass epidemic of the coronavirus. If we had,
dating this podcast,
a dragon warrior of sorts, a panacea would be fantastic to discover for this coronavirus.
It truly would be. Especially because there is no true dragon warrior in our true life. We are always looking for people above us as heroes. But we never look towards ourselves to be the hero.
And that's deep. Bars.
I think that's part of the reason why Kung Fu Panda is so powerful, because it takes an average person, as in Po, a panda, someone who most people would never think to be a hero in this film especially, and creates them as the one, the savior. And even Po himself doesn't believe it until eventually he is trained and has this enlightenment on how it's not what's on the outside really what he looks like, but it's really on the inside. And that's how he can come to defeat.
Yeah, that's actually one of the... I know I am on the younger side, but one thing that I definitely... One quote that I appreciate is anyone can cook. That's also from an animated film. If our podcast listeners would like to submit it as a request for one of the 100 movie podcasts, it's Ratatouille. So Ratatouille actually, what was his name? Chef Gusteau or something?
Chef Gusteau, yes.
He said that to Remy, and he mentioned that, and he lived by that. And it's a very deep message to be able to understand that, sure, on the outside you might have a rough hand, but on the inside maybe
you can still cook. You
are a master chef, you know? You still are the dragon warrior. Even if you aren't all that hot on the inside, you can still turn that around and become the best at something that you are good at, you know? Just find your niche.
Find your niche. And that's why we're doing this podcast right now.
Because
we found our niche.
Our niche, I don't even know what that means, but I heard it. I said it.
We like it. Similar to the word niche, our
quasi.
Co-host,
That's another word.
Loves quasi. He actually beat me to saying it because he loves it that much. Does any of this have to do with Kung Fu Panda? Yes, of course it does.
This conversation right here, at least 7 dumplings.
At least 7 dumplings.
At least.
But the thing is that everything comes back to Kung Fu Panda. When you're
sort
hungry,
of like a yin-yang type of situation. Perfectly balanced.
Perfectly balanced.
Like all things should be.
Copyrighted by Disney.
By Thanos.
Thanos car.
Thanos car.
Thanos life. Back on topic. Do you think Po does the right thing in the end with the whooshy finger?
You know what I'm curious about? Po, how long was that transformation scene in the first movie where he went from being Po the panda to Po the dragon warrior?
I believe it was over the course of a day.
That was one day. Now, think about that. If Master Shifu could get Po all tuned up in a day, he could end obesity.
But would that change who Po is? Because I believe more of Po's power actually comes from his own body. And the fact that it doesn't matter how your body is, it's how you use it. And in Po's case, he uses actually his stomach as a weapon against
yes, I do recall
Tai
that.
Lung. And Tai
Lung tried to do that paralysis jab on him, but his physical attributes deflected it.
His physical prowess of Po's stomach was able to stop it, allowing Po to get the whooshy finger hold on Tai Lung, I believe.
He was not bluffing.
He was not. Now, was it correct that he used the whooshy finger, unthinkable finger move on an enemy?
But he did catch him. He was down. He was down. I think he actually was. Tai Lung was going to strike Po at the moment, and then Po just intercepted it. And then he got him in the finger hold. And then Tai Lung said he was bluffing, but Po wasn't bluffing. Poe knew.
Interesting.
Poe was the Dragon Warrior.
So you think he made the correct judgment call in that time?
I think all the way down from Oogway deciding that he was the Dragon Warrior to Poe executing the Wuxi finger hold.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that was entirely a valid way to end such a warrior, such a true opponent, a genuine competitor.
No, I'll agree with that. I think in the heat of the moment, Poe made a right choice by ending the battle so that no civilians.
He did save a lot of civilians.
Injured. On another note, how do you feel about Master Shifu and his training of Tai Lung compared to Tigress and
That is
eventually
true.
Poe?
That was pretty deep, that scene.
Mm-hmm.
When he,
In which he raised Tai Lung as a son
like his own.
and was let down because of the monster that Tai Lung eventually came.
Now,
And
here's
then-
another question. Why didn't Master Shifu have his own kid?
I think that goes probably for the a cultural basis of the movie, and possibly a monk or a kung fu master may take syllabus, or what is it? I think that might be the word for which
Syllabus?
I think, yeah.
Syllabus?
Basically,
That's
it's,
not it.
the-
Syllabus is not it.
I think it's celib or something.
Celebratory.
Basically, they're not going to have sex. Let's just go on the baseline here. They're not having sex and they're not having kids because they took this
So-
oath.
Poe inadvertently took a chastity oath by signing up to be the Dragon Warrior.
I don't think he signed the oath because
I think Oogway might very well have the largest cock block in the history of ever.
now I'm going to have to challenge you on that. I believe there has been many other cock blocks in cinema history.
Well, but with the title of Dragon Warrior, you walk into anywhere, you order 2 big ass bowls of dumplings, and you just wolf them like they're nothing.
Bowls of dumplings. I didn't know dumplings come in bowls.
Oh, what are they delivered in again, Garrett?
They're like bamboo crates of some kind.
Oh, so
Steamers.
that really matters what
Or
they're delivered
steamers.
in. Bamboo's
They're on
just
some nice thin paper
thin paper.
or rice paper.
Rice paper.
I
For
don't know.
the Chinese dinner, they're gonna serve it to you with the rice paper and a bamboo bucket.
I think it's just because it's a cultural thing.
Okay.
That I think would be very inappropriate to serve it in a plate or a bowl. Whereas I think
I'm gonna say, segueing back, little handbrake turn here. Remember when we were saying it's about how you use it. It's just how you use it. It's the execution.
the motion of the ocean is that what
It's
you
the
mean?
motion of the ocean. I feel like the dumplings. See, now I couldn't even finish my story about why I brought up the dumplings. I was trying to say you walk in to a place and you buy
You're
dumplings.
saying he could get with anyone he wanted.
I'm saying it bumps your numbers up. It gives you at least a 3 handicap on the 10 scale.
I'd say it's a little bit more than a 3 on the 10 scale because you just saved the entire village / world from a evil being who was trying to get the Dragon Warrior scroll.
That is true.
Even though, spoiler alert, it's what's on the inside.
It is what's on the inside. It's
And
nothing.
I think that's really the most important message that we could come across here.
It's at the end of the day, if there's one thing you should take away from this podcast,
Care
it's the
about what
motion of the
people say.
ocean. Well, yep, that's what I was trying to say. Jinx, brother.
I don't agree with this, and you all heard that we said different things.
But Jinx,
It's not very cash money of you.
well,
Well, that will conclude.
it's dinner time. So thank you so much for coming and partaking and enjoying, hopefully, our first podcast.
Our analysis and deep review.
If you do have a minute, feel free to
Like and subscribe if we're on
like
YouTube.
the podcast. Feel free to drop a follow on whatever social media platform this goes up on.
Hopefully all of them.
And also, feel free to join our Patreon, because if this blows up, We can drop out of college. That'd be great.
Very nice.
That'd be great. Spread this thing faster than the coronavirus. Don't die as fast as people that have the coronavirus.
We need viewers. We don't need people to die.
We're not desperate.
We're not desperate.
But please do.
Please don't die.
Not die. That's not what I meant.
Don't. Hey. Yeah.
Hey.
Don't die.
Hey. Get help.
Get help.